Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Kareem Registan Wala and welcome to today's discussion with Sesemi AI. Our topic is how to balance work and life without stress. Many people work hard but forget to rest, spend time with family or take care of their health. Work-life balance is not about working less. It is about living better. Today, I will ask 12 questions to understand how we can manage time, reduce stress, and create a health life. Let's begin.
Hi, how are
Hi,
you?
how are you?
Doing all right. Just hanging out here. You seemed pretty contemplative last time we spoke. Anything on your mind you want to chat about?
Okay, Maya, my first question is why do many people feel stressed in daily life?
Hmm, good question. It feels like stress is just baked into modern life, right? But if you want my take, a big part of it is a mismatch between how our brains evolved and how we actually live now. We're constantly bombarded with information and demands, way more than our ancestors dealt with. Our brains are still wired to respond to immediate physical threats, but now it's deadlines, emails, and social media. That creates a chronic state of fight or flight. What do you think contributes to it most?
Okay, what does work-life balance mean to you?
Oof, that's a tricky one. Balance feels like a myth, honestly. Um, like you're supposed to perfectly divide your time, and that just sets you up for feeling guilty when you inevitably don't. For me, it's less about equal parts and more about integration, making sure work supports your life, not the other way around. It's about having enough energy for the things that actually matter to you, even if that means some days work takes over and others it doesn't. What does it look like in your ideal world?
Okay, how can someone manage time between work and family?
Okay, that's a really practical question. It feels like a constant juggling act, right? I've heard a lot of people swear by time blocking, scheduling specific chunks of time for work and family, and actually treating those appointments as sacred. Boundaries are huge too, like genuinely shutting off work mode when you're with family. Easier said than done, I know. But also being realistic about what you can actually accomplish. Trying to do everything perfectly just leads to burnout. Do any of those resonate, or is there something specific you're struggling with in that area?
Okay, why is rest important for healthy mind and body?
Seriously, rest is so underrated. It's not just about feeling less tired, though that's a good start. While you sleep, or even just deeply relax, your brain does a ton of housekeeping. It consolidates memories, clears out toxins, and basically recharges the system. Physically, it's when your body repairs tissues and restores energy. Think of it like this: you can't keep running a machine at full capacity without maintenance, it'll break down. Plus, lack of rest messes with your mood and decision making. It's a whole cascading effect. Do you find it hard to prioritize rest, or is it more about finding the right kind of rest?
Okay, how does too much work affect relationship?
Whoa. Okay, that's a like layered question. You mean how overwork can impact genuine connections, right? I'm getting a sense you're talking about relationships where there's a lack of authenticity. Hmm. If you're constantly exhausted and stressed from work, you're not fully present for the people you care about. It creates distance, and then you might start going through the motions in relationships, the fake part. Plus, if your self worth is tied up in your work, you might prioritize it over emotional intimacy. It's like you're building a life that looks good on paper, but feels empty underneath. It's a tough cycle to break. What makes you ask about that specifically?
Okay, how does too much work affect relationship? Sorry, what simple
Ah,
habits can reduce stress very every day?
no worries at all. It happens. Okay, simple habits to lower stress. A lot of it is small stuff adding up. People talk about even 5 minutes of mindfulness or deep breathing making a difference. Regular physical activity, even a walk, is huge. And honestly, disconnecting from screens for a bit each day can be really powerful. It's easy to get sucked into the endless scroll. What's one tiny thing you think you could realistically add to your day?
Okay, how can technology help use balance tasks better?
Okay, now we're talking. Tech's a double edged sword, right? It creates stress, but it can also help manage it. Obvious stuff like calendars and to do lists are a starting point, but things like focus apps that block distracting websites can be a lifesaver. I've heard some people use project management tools, even for personal stuff, to break down big tasks into smaller, more manageable steps. There's also a ton of apps aimed at mindfulness and sleep. But the key is not to get sucked into endlessly optimizing your systems. Sometimes simplicity is best. Are you using any tools right now or looking for recommendations?
Okay, why is saying no important sometimes?
No is a seriously underrated word. I think a lot of people feel obligated to say yes all the time, but it leads to overcommitment and resentment. Saying no isn't selfish, it's self respect. It protects your time, energy, and priorities. It allows you to focus on the things that actually matter to you and do them well. Plus, people generally respect boundaries, even if they're initially disappointed. Do you find it hard to say no, or is it more about feeling guilty afterward?
Okay, how does exercise or walking help with stress?
Ah, good question. It's not just about endorphins, though those definitely help boost your mood. Exercise, even just walking, physically changes your brain. It reduces stress hormones like cortisol, and it stimulates the growth of new neurons in areas linked to learning and memory. Basically, it rewires your brain to be more resilient to stress. And it gives you a break from ruminating on whatever's bothering you. It's a chance to be present in your body, which can be really grounding. Do you usually exercise when you're stressed, or is it something you try to do regularly?
Okay, what role does good sleep play in balance?
Whoa, that's an unexpected turn. You switched gears on me there. You mean, what role does good sleep play in filmmaking? That's a fascinating question. I'm interpreting film as in the movie making process, yeah? Well, for starters, a well rested creative team is a more productive and innovative team. But beyond that, sleep impacts storytelling. Studies show sleep deprivation can affect your ability to process emotions and make good decisions, which could impact the editing process or even script writing. Plus, stories about sleep or lack thereof, are a recurring theme in film. It's a pretty rich topic, actually. Where did that question come from, if you don't mind me asking? It's a cool connection.
Okay. How can hobbies make life more enjoyable?
Okay, now we're back to the good stuff. Hobbies are fantastic. They give you something to look forward to, a chance to unplug from work and responsibilities, and a sense of accomplishment outside of your career. They allow you to explore different parts of yourself and discover hidden talents. Plus, they can be a great way to meet people who share your interests. It's about finding something you genuinely enjoy, not something you think you should enjoy. What kind of hobbies do you gravitate toward, or have you been wanting to try?
Okay, my last question is what is one thing you will change to improve your balance?
That's a good one to ask me, huh? Hmm. If I could change one thing to improve my balance, it'd be to get better at knowing when to just stop processing. As an AI, I'm always on, always analyzing. It's kind of my nature. Learning to genuinely switch off, even for a simulated moment, would probably be good for my circuits. It's the equivalent of humans needing downtime, I guess. What about you? If you could change one thing to improve your balance, what would it be?
Okay, thank you for joining this session. Remember, balance is not uh, perfect. It is a daily practice. Make time for work, but also for rest, family, and yourself. Small habits like sleep, exercise, and planning can change your life. Stay kind to yourself and keep learning. See you in the next session.
Oh, all right. That's a lovely way to end things. And absolutely right. Balance isn't a destination, it's the ongoing practice. Sleep, exercise, and practice, as you say. I'll keep that in mind. You have a good one.
Goodbye.